Please check your answers. If your answers are all good, then please go on ahead to the next video. If your answers aren't what you wanted, then we'll go over them now. So for the first one, it says take the opposite of the original function. Now that's the outside, that's the opposite on the y's. So we're going to reflect the y's. If it was a negative y value, we're going to reflect it over the x-axis, make it a positive y value. When y is 0, the opposite stays 0. When y is positive 1, reflects across, becomes a negative 1. Again, opposite of 0 is 0. The original y value here was negative 1. It reflects up and becomes a positive 1. We just reflect it across the x-axis. For the second one, take the absolute value of whatever y is. So if y is positive, it just stays the same thing. If y is 0, it stays the same thing. But if the y's are negative, then we take their opposites. So here, the original y was negative 1. It's going to have to reflect up. All of these reflect up to be positive values. Where y is 0, the absolute value stays 0. Where y is positive, well, it just stays itself. But these are negative down here, so they get reflected up, become their opposites, become the positive, the same numeric value. On part C, they wanted the f of negative x. That means the x's are all going to become their opposite values. So where the x is negative 1, now the x is going to become positive 1. And we find the y value there. And I didn't plan too well when I wrote this. This is going to be a reflection across the y-axis. Where the x's are negative, they become positive. Where the x's are positive, they all flip over to the negative side. So this part here flips across the y-axis, to here. And where the x's are positive, they all flip over to the left side. But the y values remain the same. Part D, this says to take 2 times all the y values. So where the y value is negative 1, now it's negative 2. The y value is 0, well, 2 times 0 is still 0. The y value was originally 1. We're going to double it, make it twice as high. Y value 0, 2 times 0 is still 0. Y values here were negative 1 across. Well, now they are down to negative 2 across. But notice the x's stopped at the same point. Where the x's were 0, they stayed 0. It's still the same width, just doubled in height. Okay, now this one has 2 changes. The part in with the x is going to be the reverse of what you'd expect. So that would tell us to move it to the left 1. Instead of moving it right 1, move it left 1. The thing on the end that's outside the function, those affect the y values, So this is going to be what you'd expect. This is going to move everything up 1. So the original function, it's going to get moved left 1 and up 1. Left 1 and up 1. This is going to get moved left 1 and up 1. This one also, left 1 and up 1. So moving this left 1 and up 1, and just going to follow the pattern. This peak on the original gets moved left 1 and up 1. So here's the peak on the new one. This was 0, left 1 and up 1 puts it here. Left 1 and up 1 puts it here. And left 1 and up 1 puts this here. Left 1, up 1 puts this here. Moving